Spooky season is upon us, ladies and gentlemen. That's right, and what better way to kick it off than one of the OG events, and that's Halloween Haunt at Canada's Wonderland. Now, this event actually started in 2005, and it was originally known as Fear Fest. It combines a mix of like spook zones, scare zones, plus you can use the rides there and everything. It's actually a pretty cool event if you've never been before. Now, we did go last year, and this actually kind of was an idea I had to even start this channel when we went last year, but it rained the entire time, so we only got to go on 2 rides. And to make matters worse, this year I've actually thrown my back out, so unfortunately I can't go on any rides. So, but Wonderland has like a no refund, no return, no exchange policy. So unfortunately, I'm stuck going. So I can't go on the rides, but I will be going through all the spooky, areas, everything, and filming for you guys. So you'll at least be able to check that out, and I'll give you my final thoughts at the end, as usual. So yeah, let's go check out Canada's Wonderland and check out Halloween Haunt for the 2022 season. Alright guys, we're going into one of the first fun houses tonight. It's called the Crypt. So you gotta walk around the speedway or whatever it is. One of the first little hints I will give you guys is that it's better to come early. Come early, but come on like one of the opening nights. We're literally here on the opening night, and the parking lot was actually pretty empty. It's not that busy. So yeah, definitely try and get here on one of the earlier nights, especially the opening night, because you won't have to wait in as many lines and whatnot. So yeah, that's your first little hack there.
A few moments later.
So we just did the Crypt. What was your thoughts on the Crypt? Her silence tells everything. It was very disappointing, to be honest with you. There was nothing really happened. So yeah, it wasn't my favorite one, but there's more to come. There's our first one. More to come. Let's see. I don't want to be too harsh yet. Let's see what happens. More to come. Crypt, bit of a letdown. One thing we've kind of noticed is there used to be some bar areas over here, and we haven't seen any places to get actual drinks. There's a few food places and everything, but no place to actual alcoholic beverages. So I'm not gonna drink before I came here. But anyway, yeah, we're gonna try and find some of that. So anyway, just an observation. I don't remember eating corn. Okay, so corn stalkers was actually kind of fun. I remember it used to be like a cornfield. It's not anymore, which is confusing. But yeah, it was actually pretty good. Okay, so correction. There's a first haunted house little area, and then you walk into the corn stalkers. So now we're walking to the corn stalkers, which is what I remembered. You walk through like a corn maze. That's the whole idea. So anyway, we're gonna do that now. I'm not trying to show you guys too much in there because I actually want there to be like a little bit of an element of surprise when you guys actually do come here, because I hate when like people ruin the excitement and ruin the vibe for you. So I'm trying not to do that. So I know you can't see me right now. It's very dark. And again, I don't want to ruin anybody else's time by turning on like lights and stuff. So I'm trying to like do this very, very much incognito. So yeah, we're going to Corn Stalkers now. I thought we were going there before, and we didn't. So we're going to Corn Stalkers now, I think. Stay tuned.
Definitely the better one.
Okay, so we did go through the corn maze in the end. One complaint I have, and that sort of resonates with all these, is We can see everything that's happening like right in front of us. They used to space things out better, send your group in, wait a couple seconds, send the next group in, wait a couple seconds. They're not doing that, so we can literally see everything that's going on steps ahead of us, right? And it kind of kills it a little bit because, you know, you want that element of surprise, you want those jump scares that when you see the group in front of you get the exact same jump scare, I don't know, it just kind of kills it for me, but that's just me. And even like when there was a bit of like a traffic jam, they're telling you go ahead, but like where am I supposed to go when there's people right in front of you? Anyway, that's my first little complaint, or one of my many probably for tonight, but anyway, we'll see. Alright guys, so stupid moment. We just went to the Canyon Trader place. It has like popcorn, like fudge and stuff like that. We wanted to get, they had a deal for popcorns for 20 bucks. So we thought, okay, cool. We tried to get that. We tried to pay over and over and over again. And there was a problem with the machine, problem with cash, problem with this, problem with that. And then it got to the point where the guy literally told us just go. So we started to walk out. All of a sudden security shows up and starts trying to give us a hard time. Saying, did you pay for your popcorn? Did you pay for your popcorn? It's like, the guy literally just told us to walk out with it. So anyway, like, I'm 35 years old. I'm not trying to walk away with free popcorn. Like, calm down. I don't know. You know what it is? It's stupid moments like that where you're trying to have a good time. You're trying to just enjoy your night, and something stupid like that just happens that just puts you off. Like, I'm actually really just annoyed right now. Like, check the cameras, bro. Like, check the cameras. You can see how many times we tried to pay, and the guy literally told us to walk out because it wasn't working. Check the cameras, because you guys look stupid right now. Lab tread? Come on. So this is their vampire disco. I always remember the vampire disco being somewhere you could actually walk through. It's actually like almost like a little club. These things are not cheap. After tip, you're paying like 20 bucks for this, and they're not the best, to be honest with you. There's not a lot of places to get alcohol here, though. Like, there's really not. I don't know if it's opening weekend or it's general, but yeah, literally this is the vampire disco.
My doctor told me I'm blind to shapes.
It's like 10 people dancing around. I don't know what's going on this time. It just feels very scaled down, which is surprising because like 2022, things seem a lot more open now, but for some reason this time around just feels very scaled down.
Welcome.
Alright, my little goblins and ghouls. Still a little sore. Back is still a little iffy right now. So yeah, I apologize for the delay in getting this out to you. We actually did attend Halloween Haunt on opening night, which was the Friday. So I am going to try and get this video out to you guys as soon as possible. But I wanted to take some time to give you my sort of final thoughts, post-mortem, if you will, of Halloween Haunt. So anyway, let's get right into it. So first of all, we bought our tickets when it was announced and paid about 50 bucks or so. It does actually get a little bit more expensive as you get closer to Halloween. So to save yourself a few bucks, you're going to want to get your tickets to more in the beginning stages of Halloween Haunt. The other thing is, unfortunately, they offered a discount to us, I think like a day or two after I bought my tickets. So we paid about, I think it was like 45 or so plus taxes and everything, and then like a day or two later they announced for 3 days only they were going to do tickets for 30 bucks. So that was a bit annoying, but oh well. So anyway, got our tickets, and then I think it was literally the next day I threw my back out. So I have this sort of like lower back issue that comes and goes. So yeah, I haven't seen the chiropractor for it. So hopefully I can get myself back in shape, back in order soon enough. But it's been a little frustrating. I did try to switch the day or exchange the tickets or something because I still really wanted to go to Halloween Haunt. But yeah, apparently Wonderland has no refunds, no exchanges, no nothing. So I had to kind of deal with it. So I did still go because I didn't want to let you guys down. But yeah, unfortunately I had to say off the rides. My friends were super nice. I told them, go on the rides, it's fine, don't worry about it. But yeah, they were super nice. They only went on one ride. Jen stayed with me, and Cody and Kat went on Yukon Striker, which is such a great ride. You gotta check that one out. So anyway, went to the event. It starts at 7 o'clock. So another sort of tip I'm going to give you guys is get there early. So if it starts at 7, maybe even get there a little bit before that, because there's sometimes a lineup to get in just to the parking lot, and then even a lineup to get into the event. We had every intention of getting there at 7 o'clock, but yeah, my friends and I aren't the best at time management. So we did get there a little bit later. I think it was probably around 8:30 by the time we got there. We pretty much walked right in. There was security at the front. They were checking bags and things like that. And just be mindful of what you are bringing with you. They did email information of what you can and can't bring in with you, but be mindful of it, because we actually did see people being turned away who had backpacks, even like smaller backpacks. We saw people being told, no, you can't bring this in here, you got to take it back. And people are like, well, you know, I took a cab here or whatever, and they said, sorry, nothing we can do, you can't bring the bag here. My friend Jen did bring like a smaller little crossbody with her, and no one said anything to her about that. But just to be safe, I'm gonna recommend don't bring any bags with you if you can. I would say what I did, I just wore like a vest, like a bubble vest, and with pretty good pockets with zippers on them. So I was able to put my phone in there, my money, my ID, all that stuff that I needed, and had it zipped. And the reason why I'm saying about the zip part is because if you are gonna go on rides and everything, you don't want to have stuff in your pockets flying out all over the place. So that's just my advice. What I would suggest doing, try and bring a jacket or a sweater or something like that has zippers on it that will fit your phone, your keys, or you know, all the stuff that you need that would normally be in your bag. I would strongly recommend leaving your bag at home though. So another piece of advice I will give you is, if you are planning on going, try going earlier in the season, because like for example, we went on opening night and it tends to be one of the more quiet nights. I have gone previously. I think last year we went a little bit later in the season just because our schedules didn't really allow us to go earlier. First of all, it rained the whole night, and it's rain or shine. So if you got tickets and it's raining, too bad. But it also means some of the rides won't be working. So it's a little bit of a gamble. So keep an eye on the weather as well if you are planning on buying tickets. But the earlier you go in the season, it does tend to be less busy, as I mentioned. So Friday night, for example, we pretty much breezed through security. So they did check us, you know, make sure we didn't have anything with us that we shouldn't have had, and then we walked right in. There was no lineup. The rides, I think Yukon Striker did have a bit of a line, but I think they waited maybe 10 or so minutes to get on, which really isn't that bad. The mazes themselves as well also do have slight lines, but again, they pretty much moved right along, so it wasn't much of a wait. But as you say, the closer you get to Halloween, the more chance there will be to have these longer lineups. So just be mindful of that. I think it starts at 7 and closes at 12, so you got to be mindful of that sort of window that you have, about a 5 hour or so window, that if you don't get to see and do everything you wanted to do, you know, that's on you. So try and get there early, and yeah, just keep an eye on the lines and things like that. I know they offer fast passes, but they're really expensive, so I don't know, definitely wouldn't have been worth it for us. But yeah, when I mentioned lines, I'm talking about for anything, even for food, for drinks, things like that. As I said, Friday wasn't too bad for us being opening night, but the closer you get to Halloween, for sure you're going to be waiting. So just, yeah, be aware of that. All in all, we did have a pretty good time though. You know, there was some slight little minor pains, I would say, despite just the one on my back, which I will get into. But for the most part, it's a good event. It's a well-run event. Bang for your buck wise, it's also pretty decent. If you are spending around the $50 mark, I mean, you can go to somewhere like Screamers and spend close to that, and that literally is just a few haunted attractions, and that's it. At least with Wonderland, you've got the haunted attractions, you've got the scare zones as you're walking around the park, you've got obviously the rides. That's a big pull there too. So I would say bang for your buck wise, this probably is one of the better ones. If you're not into the whole scares, you want to go there, have a good time, you can actually purchase something called a no boo necklace, and it lights up, and that way the actors know not to come and scare you. So if you are with people who maybe are a little more sensitive to that, or you're with kids or things like that, you can purchase these necklaces, which I thought was kind of a good idea. I mean, for me, I didn't care because I don't mind. That's the whole point of going. I love Halloween, favorite time of the year, so I was totally good with that. But I could see how that could be beneficial to some people who don't really like those jump scares and things like that. And quite honestly, the jump scares are not that scary. Like, you'll be fine, I think. Now, the haunted attractions themselves, like the little, you know, I don't want to say maze, but whatever you want to call them, I don't know, maybe it's because I've become desensitized to these things. I didn't find them to be that scary. I mean, The main issue I would say with that is they're sort of hurrying you through them as well. So there's a bit of a line to get inside them, and they used to hold people back. So they'd send your group in, wait a few minutes, or not a few minutes, maybe 10 seconds or 20 seconds, whatever it is, and then send the next group in. So yeah, it does make things move a little bit slower, but at least you're not seeing ahead everything that's happening, right? You could see every single group ahead of you getting scared, so you knew there was going to be somebody jumping out from here, somebody jumping out from there. Like, it did kind of ruin that element of surprise a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. But at the same time, it did kind of speed things along. The other frustrating thing is sometimes when you did try to hold back a little bit, you'd have somebody hurrying you along saying, no, keep moving, keep moving, keep moving. So yeah, it was tough. You didn't really get those scare moments that you really, really wanted to get. Even the decorations themselves, I don't know, I get we went on opening night. I just kind of felt like it wasn't finished. I felt like things weren't ready. I didn't see as many decorations up. I didn't see as many, things like pumpkins around. They had the things around like the waterfall in the front. They had a few things here and there, but I just found that in past years, even last year, they went all out. And this year, I don't know, as I said, maybe it just wasn't ready or something like that in time. I don't know. It just felt unfinished, I guess. I also didn't feel like there were as many scare zones. So like, for example, this one, I think it's called like the Vampires Nightclub or something like that. Usually it's actually a sort of a fake nightclub that you kind of walk around and go through and everything. This time around, it was literally just like an area you went off to the side where they did have some DJs playing some music and talking and whatnot, a couple dancers, but not much. And there was a little bar there, which we did get a couple drinks from. I think they ended up, after tip and everything, being about $20 or so. They look like little blood bags. They're okay, a little sweet, a little sickly sweet, but anyway. And then food-wise, same deal. There's options for pretty much everybody, I guess. There's like your Tim Hortons, there's Manchewalk, Subway, pizza, things like that. There's also some other interesting things like different funnel cakes, turkey legs, I think, and some other things like that. So food-wise, you do have some options. We did have a harder time finding drinks. I think we only ended up finding the one place that actually had alcohol. I didn't see much anywhere else in the park. Even like the restaurants, the diner, things like that, weren't serving alcohol. We had to go to the specific like dance club area to get drinks, and as I said, they weren't the best. But anyway, that's is what it is. I just felt there was a certain, again, I'm gonna give them a bit of the benefit of the doubt and say because it was opening night, I just felt there was a certain level of not being 100% organized, not being finished. Yeah, I don't know, it just did not seem to be up to the caliber that I'm used to with Halloween Haunt. So stupid example, but we went to this one concession area and they had popcorn for $20. So there was four of us. We thought, okay, great, let's grab a quick snack before we go to the next exhibit. So we go in there, and my friend was trying to pay, and he was saying it's cash only and this and that, card only, but the machine wasn't working, and we kept trying and trying. We're staying there forever, like, come on, let's go. And then my friend even said, let me just give you some cash, and he says we couldn't take cash. She's like, I'll even give you just $20 as a tip then, just so we can get moving. And the guy said to us, just go ahead. So we literally start walking out of the concession area, and these two security guards right in front of us say, did you guys pay for that popcorn? And we're thinking, like, are you kidding me? Like, do you think we're trying to steal your $20 popcorn, which has definitely been sat there all day because it was stale as, yeah, it was brutal. But anyway, yeah, it's one of those stupid things that when you're having a good time, it just puts a bad taste in your mouth, and it does kind of change the vibe, and I don't know, it just kind of annoyed me more than anything. And I mean, we eventually got over it, but and we did eventually go in there, and she was able to pay, and it was fine. But it was just that sort of quick moment where we're just like, really? Like, we've been trying to pay. Look at the security cameras. We've been trying to pay for 15 minutes now, and the guy eventually said, "Go ahead, just leave," because it wasn't working. But anyway, it is what it is. One of those little stupid moments that just kind of made us feel a little bit like, really? But all in all, I don't really have a whole lot to say about the event. Like, if I had to say, is this spot right for you? I would say if you're into Halloween, if you're into, spooky season, if you're into the scares, if you're into the rides and things like that, yeah, for sure, Halloween Haunt is a good one for you. Because, like I said, there's other ones that I personally love. Like, there's one called Fear Farm, which I think is in like the Kitchener-Waterloo area. Fear Farm is personally one of my favorites. It's a bit of, if you're in Toronto, it's a bit of a drive to get to, but it's definitely worth it in my opinion. There's no rides and things like that to go on, but there's the different scare zones. There's a haunted wagon ride. They just do a really good job of it, and I would say for sure that's definitely one of my favorite ones. Again, there's other ones that are a little bit closer if you're looking for something more local, like Screamers, which now used to be in like downtown Toronto, like exhibition area. Now it's in Vaughan, I believe. But yeah, there's a few other ones that we've tried to go to. We did try to go to Binghamton's last year and had some major issues with the people there, so I can't recommend Binghamton's. I'm sorry if you're a Binghamton fan, then let me know if I'm missing out. But yeah, I definitely will not be going back there after the experience we had last year. It was really disappointing. The staff there were just really rude, really awful. So yeah, it was not worth it for us for sure. But yeah, Halloween Haunt though is a good one if you're looking for that combo of rides and attractions and food and scare zones, and it kind of has a bit of everything. So I have to say it probably is one of the better ones. Again, one of the best bangs for your buck for the Halloween spooky season. So anyway, I know this one's a little bit of a funny one. I know I haven't really brought to you the usual, you know, vibe I try to bring to you guys, but you know, I'm not feeling the best. I really not. I'm trying to get myself back into my groove and everything, but yeah, my back is still pretty sore. So I'm a little bit more, you know, mellow right now at the moment. So anyway, I do appreciate you guys checking out this video and coming to Halloween Haunt with me. Let me know if you guys have been there. What's your favorite ride at Wonderland? I didn't get to go on a single ride this year, guys, and honestly, I was gutted. I didn't used to be hugely into the rides, but I remember one time we were there, and I think at the time it was Behemoth or Leviathan, one of the two, and it was like the biggest one at the time before Yukon Striker, and I didn't like crazy rides at the time, so we were in line, and I might have had a couple adult beverages before that, and I said to my friends, like, is this ride scary? And they're like, oh no, it's fine. And then we get up there and I saw it and I was like, I hate you guys. I hate you guys. But I went on it, and honestly right away it just crushed that fear. So if you are somebody who's maybe a little bit more scared of roller coasters or a little bit more nervous to go on them, word of advice, just go for it. Just do it, because honestly it's a minute or so you're on the roller coaster, probably not even. Just go for it. Once you go on the biggest, baddest roller coaster they have there, all the other ones seem like nothing, and you kind of feel like you can like just conquer the world. It's great. So I would say if you are one of those people who's a little bit not so sure or kind of nervous, just go for it. Just give it a try. Leviathan, Behemoth, Yukon Striker, those are probably like the scariest roller coasters there. Just go for it though. Just do it. You will not be disappointed. And if you are, I'm sorry. But yeah, go for it. But anyway, yes, if you enjoyed this video, please consider liking, subscribing, commenting below, turn on notifications if you want to see when I put out new content. I do have some more Halloween and spooky season type videos on the way. We've got a couple other ones that we're going to be checking out, one being here in Etobicoke by Sherway Gardens. There's another one which I mentioned earlier, which is Fear Farm. I am trying to get to that one as well this month, so next month, I guess it'll be October when we finally get to go there. So we'll try and document a little bit more of that as well. You may notice even in this video I didn't document like a crazy amount. I don't like to have the camera right in people's faces, especially in events like this when it's supposed to be dark and spooky and everything, and I've got this camera with lights and stuff like that. I don't like to do that. So you see I try to get a few little snippets here and there, and then I more or less try to save my review for the end. And I also don't want to ruin it for you guys too, because I want you guys to go there and experience these things as well, and you know, see it through your own eyes, and you know, just get those surprises. I don't want to ruin all that, you know, too much, right? We want to have a little bit of that element of surprise. It's easy to sit at home and watch these videos on YouTube, which please keep doing, by the way, but yeah, you got to get out there and experience these things on your own, and sort of learn for yourself if these spots are right for you or not. But anyway, as I said, please consider liking, please consider subscribing. This has been Daniel with Spot Right, and yeah, we'll see you in the next one. Bye.